Ten Hag, he has to beat Spurs, surely, doesn't he? He's been bigging up Antony. Sancho is scoring goals. Results go one way before the end of this month. Manchester United could be in the bottom half of the table. Is that too much for Manchester United, for Erik Ten Hag to continue? Can United afford to be languishing down in the bottom half of the table? Will it be enough for the powers that be to trigger that to red button and go, see you later, Eric? That is enough. Wolves right on the edge of the top 10. That will take us. If results don't go well, if United lose to Spurs, Wolves are playing next week after their winter break had finished, and then we play Wolves. United could be in the bottom half of the table. It's Forever United TV, FUTV. I'm Adam. Welcome along, everybody. Welcome along tonight's. And it is tonight, isn't it? It's not early evening anymore. I've just got back from Wales, straight onto the stream to talk to you guys. I was going to bring you some extra content there, but we were ushered away from the venue. I was playing for Kickabout for cancer. We raised well over £8,000, so massive congratulations to the guys. Unfortunately for me, it was on the losing side. We lost 5-4. I cannot believe it. Danny Aarons scored literally in the last minute, in the 91st minute, to make it 5-4. We came back from 3-0 down. I played my part. I'm sore. I'm aching. I forgot how to run. I forgot what it was like to feel this sort of pain after doing cardio. Ridiculous right now, but I'm here with you guys. Hopefully you can cheer me up and start convincing me that United are actually going to win tomorrow, because that's what we need. That's the only way this weekend gets any better for us, isn't it? It's like, United, go and do the business and let's move forward from here, please, everybody. But you just don't know with United right now. That's the thing with this football team. Ten Hag has been giving it the big one this week. He's come out firing in that press conference, and there's a lot of what he said was true. We went over it last night. Now it's down to the walking. Can they actually provide for Erik Ten Hag? How do Manchester United beat Tottenham Hotspur? I mean, the pressure, first of all, on Ten Hag is absolutely immense. It really is right now. I don't think there's one manager in the league who's under any more pressure than what Ten Hag is. The only thing that's going to keep Ten Hag in a job right now is the results. He needs a win against Spurs tomorrow. Otherwise, I feel like it is curtains. I really do. I don't know how we can move past this. By the time we play Wolves, we could be in the bottom half of the table. And how far do we have to drop before someone actually does something and the excuses stop about why Manchester United can't let Erik Ten Hag go? I mean, where is the moment that the clubs say this is enough for Manchester United? Because you know it's coming. Even if you want Ten Hag to do well, which we do, and we want him to succeed, there has to be a point when you go, Manchester United, I mean, the rest of the world is watching right now. The rest of the European football, world football, is watching for what Manchester United do. If they lose another game, it will be our 10th of the season if we lose to Spurs tomorrow. And that, for me, is unacceptable for Manchester United. And no matter what's going on behind the scenes or what excuses you make for Ten Hag, there are a few still in his favour. When does the club actually act and go, no, come on, now we need to keep face. Now we need to make a big decision. He has to win pretty much, what, I would say at least 3 of the next 5 games. Maybe a couple of draws thrown in there would keep him going. I just don't see how he turns it around in terms of getting back in the Champions League. I think we're going to get individual performances. And you know what? I actually now think I've convinced myself and spoke to a few people. I spoke to Haber today, spoke to Ginge today. I actually think that we've got a chance against Spurs tomorrow because of the way that they play. I think that is where we beat Spurs, just because of how stubborn Ange Postecoglou is and how he approaches games. I heard Gabriel Banglaho talking to Jamie O'Hara on the way home on TalkSport, and they were talking about how Aston Villa approached the game, and it's exactly that. If they go with that high line, then United will actually tear them apart at the back. It's if they're bold enough to do it at Old Trafford. Spurs Stadium, I can see why they would do it and why they would go for it. Confident, crowd behind them, backing them. They haven't got a great record at Old Trafford. We know that. Manchester United need to keep this going. It would be catastrophic for Erik Ten Hag if we were to lose against Spurs. I've gone for a high-scoring draw in this game. But the other reasons around why Erik Ten Hag is under so much pressure right now and why this game tomorrow is huge, and it's pretty much a do or die, is because of what's happening off the pitch as well. You've seen everyone lapping up what has actually happened with Jadon Sancho tonight. Let's not kid ourselves. The level is shocking, what was played in the game. It wasn't great, and Sancho had everything put on a plate for him. He had acres of space, and all he had to do was square the ball, and he did. Yeah, he's got himself in the right position, and that's what you say, but he's actually got more goal contributions for Dortmund in, 25 minutes than he did as all of this season. And for one reason and another, obviously we know why that is, because he's not actually been playing, he's been isolated. So yeah, if you could say it should be that way. But even going back into last season, I mean, me and Kaz were just talking in the drive home then, and it's like, why is it, and Kaz made the point, like, why has it been forgotten about how shit Jadon Sancho was, even when Ten Hag was playing him? He was crap. He was absolutely shocking. Why has this all been forgotten all of a sudden? It's like Manchester United are getting rid of. It's like the Ronaldo saga all over again. Ronaldo has this great season. I missed an absolutely shocking performance by the rest of the team pretty much. And then he's gone. So you can see the headlines. The legend that is Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest players to ever walk on a football pitch. And he's been let go by Ten Hag. That was big, big headlines. Yes, it was. But Jadon Sancho doesn't warrant the upheaval and the airtime that he's actually had. It really doesn't, because Sancho was shit. Even when he was favourable, he was crap, wasn't it? We got nothing out of him. We never got 2 straight games together out of him. Decent performances, and everyone's going on about how badly he's been treated and this and that. And it is separate to what his form is. You can't bring them both together, but it's like, because of what's happened and the way it's gone about, everyone has actually forgot how crap Jadon Sancho was for Manchester United while he was playing. So I don't believe that Manchester United should be getting the bad press that we're getting with Jadon Sancho and everything like that, and how he's been treated. I've seen plenty of former players, plenty of pundits having their say. Look at Jadon Sancho, he's thriving now. He's moved away from Ten Hag. I mean, Ten Hag wished him well on his way out, so hopefully he does go away and do well. We've all said that. I mean, I've said it as well. It benefits us if he starts playing well, because we've got a player then who's still got, I think 2 or 3 years left with the option of the extension on his contract, and if he does well, his value's decent, and then someone might come in and buy him, and that might be that player that we sell in the summer that just gives us that little bit extra, so we can go out and buy the players that we really, really need. So yeah, hopefully Jadon Sancho continues this form and actually gets better and better through the season. Daniel Luciano, I've not seen you for ages, mate. Hope you are doing well. Be sure to hit the like button, everyone. But yes, please do. Thank you for joining me this morning in North Wales at Newtown AFC, where I played the charity match. We did the live stream talking about Marcus Rashford backing up on Jadon Sancho's Instagram post. I think it was Instagram post. And you basically, like you said, you just don't do it. It's simple as that. He's a senior figure at Manchester United, and you don't do it. Karim is back in the chat. Wouldn't expect anything else than him saying, "You got a mad agenda, Adam." About who? I think I was fair in my comments. It's got no context to your reply there or comment at all, mate. Please bring me more. Tell me what I said that was wrong there or unfair on Jadon Sancho, because he was shit. And you cannot say he was anything but. Let me just see what else we've got in the chat. How is everyone else doing tonight? Mine is okay. Oh, we're talking about someone else's conversation again. Only Sancho FC cares. United fans are happy to see Sancho's backside. If it's not working for us, then what's the point? Reality is, this could have happened even without the fallout. Sancho could have gone out on loan because he wasn't playing well enough. He wasn't getting game time because he never really did anything. He had the odd appearance where he was decent, alright in pre-season, not too bad there. I'm not having that he was absolutely excellent. This could have been dealt with a lot better, yes, but definitely not excellent. Daniel in with the super chat. Thank you, Daniel. Good to be back. Sorry about the loss, Adam. Hey, it's alright, mate. We played well. We came back from 3-0 down at one point, and it was 4-all. And then an injury time goal from Danny Aaron's pretty much... Oh, the one time that the ball sneaked through perfectly for him, and he put it away well, to be honest, to be fair to him. But, yeah, over-the-top celebrations, and, yeah, one of them. Just bite your lip and... walk off the pitch. Graham was there as well. He drove over and watched the game alongside Kaz. So thank you to Graham for the support. It was a bit of a trek. It was right out there. Lovely stadium, little ground though. If you do check out some of the pictures that were on Kick About for Cancer on Instagram, then you'll see exactly what the setup was like. It was good, some big names there, and we had a great time, and we raised a load of money for charity, and that's all that really matters. So, yeah, results are irrelevant, aren't they? Especially when you lose. It's all about the charity. It's all about the taking part, isn't it? Well, it can't be all about the taking part for our team tomorrow, can't it? It's got to be on it. Oh yeah, that's right. Carrying with the capital letters just to make sure he's heard. So what about Bruno? Yeah, we slagged Bruno off the other day, mate. He got a 3 out of 10 in the game against Wigan when he scored a goal. What more do you want? Oh, you probably didn't watch that one because you don't like the agenda tonight, mate. That's probably why. Thanks for coming in the chat as always, buddy. I really appreciate it. Oklahoma 007. Mo, he wasn't getting game time due to Ten Hag overspending on Antony. Don't rewrite history. 85 million Antony is the reason he wasn't getting game time. Well, I still think Ten Hag would play Rashford ahead of Sancho in the right hand side if Garnacho's fit. Do you? So yeah, in a way, Sancho being out of the side has given us Alejandro Garnacho. So what are you all complaining about? We wouldn't have seen Garnacho if Sancho was still playing and underperforming. So for me, I look at it and I go, yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's give us something. It's like when we didn't sign Ronaldinho that summer. But because we didn't sign Ronaldinho, we signed Ronaldo instead. So it's bittersweet. It really is. And I think Garnacho coming through has been a complete breath of fresh air. And it wouldn't have happened if this stink with Jadon Sancho didn't happen. So, yeah, I'm actually happy that it's worked out this way and we've got Garnacho out of it. I think that's what we have to look at. We have to look at positives from this. And at the end of the day, you have to go, you know what, sometimes something always comes out of a negative scenario. You have to try and find something out of it. There's always a way to get past it. We are in the middle of finding a way around it. And hopefully, Jadon Sancho does well in Dortmund now. Plays well. Continues the form and the start he's had today. And moving forward, he can be back in a United shirt next season or sold. It all depending on whether Ten Hag is in position, which goes straight back to what I was talking about at the start and why this game tomorrow now is so important. He needs to get the results. It may not be pretty. It may not be the best type of football you've ever seen. But all that counts for United from now until the end of the season, especially for Ten Hag, and that's why the title is Ten Hag needs to beat Spurs. Because United will carry on. These players will carry on. But Ten Hag won't. So Ten Hag needs to beat Spurs. He needs the result tomorrow. We don't care about the style of play tomorrow. It's chop, change, players coming back. We can't expect us to be playing a style of football, swashbuckling football, brilliant on the eye. After everything that's gone on right now, it feels like a complete reset. So first of all, let's build a bit of momentum with results. And hopefully that can add to a bit of confidence within the team. And that gives us that little bit of positivity going forward, because that's what United need right now. They need something good to happen. Some rewriting history, can't press plus never got going. Yep, that's true, Daniel. Thank you for the super chat as well, my man. Dobie says, Cole T, the difference between the Bournemouth game and the Villa game is McTominay started one match and he didn't start the other. Can you guess which one he started? Dobie dropping mics there, dropping big facts on McTominay. I do believe that McTominay will be replaced tomorrow. Whether it be Casemiro, I still think Eriksen will come in place of him. I don't think he's going to drop Mainu now. I remember I did the show early in the week and I was convincing myself that Casemiro was going to come in for Mainu and Ten Hag was going to do that. I've now reconvinced myself that he's not going to do it. He's going to do the right thing, Ten Hag, tomorrow. He's going to play Mainu and Casemiro. Or he's going to play Mainu and Eriksen. And Bruno. I know that was a team that failed against Nottingham Forest, but let's not forget, it was 0-0 in that game, and we had Antony on the right-hand side in that first half that was completely failing, and we didn't make the most of any of the good positions we had in the final third. It could have been a different game altogether, and it was still 0-0, and now I didn't have to make a save in that first half against Forest. So anyone who comes back at me and says that midfield three is not going to work, look what happened against Nottingham Forest. The first half, we were solid defensively. And you know what? That's half of the battle. The fact that the forwards are so badly misfiring isn't always the midfield's fault. But one thing that Manchester United do need to do is get that midfield set and comfortable and regular. Because that is the difference between the defence playing well and the forwards playing well. Antony should not be anywhere near that starting lineup. But I just got a horrible feeling that he's going to play him. After what he said in the press conference, you can usually look into some things like this. But I just hope not. I really don't. And we're not far away from the 100 like mark, guys. So please give the video a like, everyone. Let's get into a few more. Cole says, it's a good point, Adam, but the question is, who's starting McTominay? Who's starting him? Well, it has to be Ten Hag. After everything we've learned regarding Ten Hag and his control over the last couple of weeks while Ineos have been in, the interview that I talked about where Ten Hag only took the Manchester United job because he had all the say on transfers. It will be the same about players coming through and the team selections. I can't see it being any other way. This is on Ten Hag, and again, more reasons why this is such a massive game for him that he needs to win. It really did. It really did. Well, I hope it did, because that means I've jumped ahead of time and United have got the win. I really hope I'm talking to you guys outside Old Trafford tomorrow with a win under the bag and talking about United scoring goals. I think we will score tomorrow. I think we will score a few. Like I said, I've gone with a high scoring draw. I do. I think it could actually be like a 2-2, 3-3 tomorrow. I don't fancy our defence at the moment, but I fancy Tottenham to be, like I said, Ange Postecoglou, stubborn, and actually do play that high line, do make the mistake that Aston Villa did, and Manchester United will win the ball back. They will counter with speed, and we have got speed in abundance in our forward line. If it is Rashford, Garnacho and Højlund, and Spurs do play that high line, then Manchester United could have a field day tomorrow. They could really, really punish Spurs for that arrogance and the way they play. And you have to commend Ange Postecoglou for not being put off and not moving away from his methods and the way he likes to play football. But sometimes, if you want to win a game at the highest level on a ground where you haven't done well in the past and you want to compete for that Champions League spot and push on from there, there needs to be a plan B. There needs to be an adaptable system in game as well. You can't just do one way or the highway. You have to be able to adapt, and if Ange doesn't, then I think he might come unstuck tomorrow. So it'll be really interesting to see how bold Ange Postecoglou approaches this game. They are a better team at the moment. The table doesn't lie. They're in a better position. They're buying players. They're spending the Harry Kane money very, very well. I have to give them credit for that. And they're just a lot more confident than us. So it's on them, really. And that could be their undoing. Daniel says, Adam, do you believe Antony will ever come good? Not 90 mil good, but solid week in, week out. If they play him on the left, Daniel, I think we may see a little bit of Antony. A little bit more consistency. Daniel says, Gabbett is like ESPN's Nicholas. Deliberately objective for attention because not intelligent enough to create good, sound arguments, just dumb. Nichols is an absolute joke on ESPN. He really is. He really is. Just on stats alone, 2-1 to Spurs, says Wallet. Mark LFC is in the chat. How are we doing, Mark? Hope you're well, my friend. Ashley loves tennis. Ten Hag has shafted Ronaldo, De Gea and Sancho out of the club. He is the spanner in the works and needs to be sacked. Another one fully in the Eric Ten Hag out box. I mean, Antony, guys, for instance, needs that Ten Hag game, doesn't he? Right. It is a horrible situation to be in right now, but Eric Ten Hag has to hope that Antony can find his feet in the Premier League and do well. He has to hope that he can do it. How crap a situation is that for Eric Ten Hag, that he has to hope that Antony can do something. 21 games with no goals or assists this season. He scored 8 goals in, I think, about 60 odd games that he's played for Manchester United. It's nowhere near good enough. Everyone knows it's nowhere near good enough. But right now, like the comment says there, like Daniel said, would you accept just seeing a little bit of improvement from Antony? Maybe getting down the byline, putting the cross in, and Højlund heads it over. Then no one can complain about Antony. But he's just not doing that. He's not doing basics, and he's being called out for it. He is slowing moves down. I agree with a lot of the chat that has said that over the last few weeks. He does because he cuts inside. The momentum is lost completely when he does it. And we end up going nowhere. He ends up hitting a speculative shot. And more often than not, it's high, wide and handsome. Knowing my luck, and I hope it is this, he goes and bangs one top bins doing exactly that tomorrow. Manchester United win the game. And everyone's talking about Antony's turnaround. It really doesn't matter. I mean, the game tomorrow is crucial for Ten Hag alone. In the long term, it's massive for United too, but not in the same way, because we know that Manchester United can beat Spurs and then go and get dicked by Wolves in the next game. This is literally what's happened all the way through the season. We had some nice birthday cake in, a super sticker there from Mark LFC UK. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. And this is what's happened. So, whereas a good result against Spurs is fantastic and everyone can be buoyant and happy walking out the stadium, we've then got a 2-week break because of the winter break. It's our turn next week. And we've got Wolves away in the next fixture, which is on a Thursday night. Trust me when I say this, Molineux is a horrible place to go anytime. Molineux at night, United's record, shit. It's crap. You don't want it. You don't want to be going there on a Thursday night to Wolves. It's horrible. It really is. And I just feel like they will be raring to go. They will. They can be ahead of us in the table before we even play them. That'll give them confidence if results go their way. And that's the situation United are in right now. Spurs, yes, important. More for Ten Hag, because I do feel like pressure is going to mount on him while we're on this winter break for him to get the sack if we lose to Spurs. 10 games after 22 games, after 21 games in the season, he's just way too much. Losing pretty much 50% of your games only just halfway through. That's bottom of the league. That's bottom half of the table standard, and that's probably where we will be. I feel like Manchester United cannot be seen to be in the bottom half of the table, no matter how many issues are going on, and the big job that Ten Hag has to do, the injuries and everything that he's complaining about, that still is not acceptable. It really isn't. And pressure will be on Manchester United to act on that. They will. They cannot ignore being in the bottom half of the table just over halfway through the season. So a win puts all that to bed. United can move on. We've got a 2-week grace, and Ten Hag can start training with his team and getting fully ready for that Wolves game, which then will be a massive pressure cooker situation again, because all the players are back, and it will be everyone, even the likes of Mount, Maguire, maybe even Lindelof. I think Lindelof's actually a couple more weeks, so he might not be ready, but you could be seeing Malacia available as well. 2 weeks off, with all the players back, you're expecting a lot of work done on the pitch, and that for me is inexcusable then. Erik Ten Hag will be judged solely on that, on his coaching and what he can bring for Manchester United, because the purse strings are short, they're tight. Nothing's coming out right now. We've barely got 100 million to spend according to reports in the summer, never mind zero this January. We have to sell a few players to actually raise money to buy players in the summer. We're going to have to be very careful in what we spend and where we spend it and what players we spend it on. So right now, Ten Hag is in a position where he has to say, well, this is the way it is. You may want your power and your say on transfers and this and that, but the players that you want are probably not going to be available now, Eric, because we haven't got the money, and financial fair play is killing everyone. Look at Newcastle, richest club in the world, can't spend a bean. They go out of Champions League, Eddie Howe should be thinking about his job and under real pressure, because without Champions League football, where are Newcastle going to get that revenue from? It is a massive worry for a lot of clubs now that their expectation levels have to coincide. It's why everyone's annoyed with City, and now they're getting away with it. Because, yeah, they can say they're falling into line now. They're bringing youth players through into the first team. It's great. It's fantastic. Oscar Bob gets the winner tonight. But they're there because they cheated the way there, and now they're falling into line with everything. So it's how they've got to this situation that's annoying people more than anything else. At the end of the day, the Premier League are going to take an absolute age to sort them out. Everyone else has got to play catch-up, but City have had the jump on everyone. And it's even more imperative now that Manchester United actually get their act together on the pitch. And Ten Hag has to do that. He has got nowhere else to hide. He hasn't. This is it. The players are back. He's called it out. When everyone's back, we'll have a better chance. And I can see us beating Spurs. But I worry about that because I do think Spurs have got something. And they're buoyant. That's why I've gone for the draw. But like I said, I won't be surprised with either result tomorrow. It's Wolves. That's the one I'm looking at. Because I'm expecting United to get some sort of performance tomorrow. It's the Wolves away one again. It's the Nottingham Forest. It's the Bournemouth. It's these games that come the next one along after a decent performance. They're the ones that we need to start looking at. And if it happens again, and he should be sacked on the spot, there's no excuse. There is no excuse. A big shout out to Manchester United under-18s this season. 11 wins from 11. Fletcher's boys doing well. Fantastic form for the under-18s. And it just goes to show where Manchester United are prospering right now. Our youth setup is very, very good. We have got good players coming through. This should be the bedrock and the foundation of Manchester United now going forward. This is what it should be. And there's no excuse to not work from that youth team. The under-18s going into the under-21s, the levels go up and up and up. And we have got some very talented players coming through. And we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now, like I said. So Ten Hag has got all this money that he's spent. Yeah, the club has spent it. It's not his fault that the prices are so high. But he's got the players that he wanted. He's now getting the best crop of young players that have come through Manchester United in probably a decade. All at his disposal. All his time. He has to just make this work on the pitch. He has to figure out what he wants to do on it and his style of play. His contract ends at the end of next season anyway. And even if he did manage to get through this season, I don't see United extending it or jumping the gun and offering him a new deal. I think they will see it out. He's now in a position where every single game is massive for him. He's been scrutinised all the way through. And it could go through to the end of next season. It really could. He could scrape by this season again. He's got some big players there. If they turn up, Manchester United will do well. But if they don't, then Erik Ten Hag is sacked. And it will be because the players have given up on him. There is signs that they have done. There's the odd fleeting, hopeful game here and there where you think, oh, actually, like Villa, like Chelsea, like the Liverpool away, games like that you actually think, oh, actually, they might actually be behind him here, but it's few and far between. Into the chat we dive. Daniel Henley says, the last time the board mentioned financial fair play, they said firmly they're within allowed limits but keen to remain within, clearly not being investigated. So, financial fair play, well, it wasn't because they were fined this season by UEFA. So, yeah, £75,000 fine just tells me that they're not comfortable. And the fact that the purse or the coffers that are available for Manchester United every single summer is getting smaller and smaller and smaller tells me that they are struggling. They really are. Are there a few at under 21? The under 21s, I think we've got the best of. Camberwella definitely has shone this season. Reece Bennett could be interesting. Without injuries, I think Reece Bennett might have been a little bit closer to Manchester United's first team. And I think, like we said, we're seeing some players now that just aren't going to make it. I mean, Shola Shoretire, I mean, he scored a couple the other day in a under 21s game, but I think he's in the Mengi sort of category for me. A good player, but there's a reason why he's not gone through to the first team. He's been around for a long, long time now. I think Shoretire is due to move on. I think United could actually get some money for Shoretire in the summer. So keep a close eye on that one. I think that could happen. But yeah, anyone else? Not quite there. Hansen, it looks like he's not renewing. Hugo has gone out to Burton. Again, what is it with United and their loanees and Burton? I mean, Burton have done well out of Manchester United. I mean, I hope Hugo, and he'll be one to watch because he has just signed that new deal to 2026. So, be interesting to keep an eye on him and what he does. So we will be keeping a beady eye on Joe Hugel to see how he develops. Please give the video a like, guys. Just creeping up to the 150 mark, everyone. Thank you so much. Has Rashford left yet? Maybe joining Sancho, says Colin. No, sorry, mate. James M says, it's quite sad you're worried about Wolves game. Shows where you are, really. But be honest. James, I am being honest. And I am worried about the Wolves game. I've been to Wolves every single season. I've watched Manchester United struggle there. It's the worst game in the Premier League. Drab 1-0s. There's hardly ever a Wolves-Manchester United game where a team wins by more than 2 goals. By 2 goals or more. I think last season in the running, we beat them 2-0 at home. I think that was the first time since they've been in the league that the game between the two sides has been won by 1 or more goals. I have to look ahead to Wolves. Because, like I just explained, Manchester United can go out tomorrow and beat Spurs. And I will be happy as pie, happy as Larry, talking about United outside Old Trafford, beating Spurs and actually pulling something together for the fans. But I'll automatically, after that result, it'll sink in. And I'll then be like, right, Wolves, 2 weeks away. Straight away, because I know. I want to see what these players do after a good result. Can you back it up? And then, if they beat Spurs and Wolves, I'll be like, right, okay. Maybe, just maybe, these players can do something. And I'm only saying that because they've got players coming back. Shaw, Martinez, Casemiro, Maguire, Ericsson. We've got a lot of players coming back. Malacia coming back as well. Eventually Mason Mount. We have a big squad for a low number of games. And that's the only hope that I've got and what I'm holding on to. And that's pretty much what Ten Hag has said also. That it's because we'll have a bit more balance and we can pick from a bigger crop of players. It's easier to change things up. We'll have in-game changes we can make as well. But with that, brings that pressure like I just described on Ten Hag. Like, people are expecting results now that he's got everyone fit and ready to go. Every player Ten Hag has bought has underperformed. He backed that up in the press conference yesterday by saying you weren't moaning about the players last season. I sort of countered that in the way that you did. Feed the Crease podcast, because yeah, we're going to praise players that are playing well. That's natural. It's what everyone does in football. But when they're not doing well, everyone criticises them. And yes, they do. So it's like, yeah, for one season, that was great. And the results got Manchester United back in the Champions League with a trophy. So it worked for Ten Hag. But you always knew the questions were going to come. What about the longevity? What about what happens next season when you've got a aging Casemiro and everyone is going to come up, pick you up on that? So Jim Radcliffe picked up on that as he was having a tour around Old Trafford before he even paid 1.3 billion to the Glazers to get this 25%. It's not a future-proof signing. Manchester United, I can guarantee you right now, unless the player is absolutely exceptional and is a bit of a cherry on top of a cake of a well-run team, will not be buying any player that is in that 30 age bracket. It's all going to be built from quality young players that have been scouted, mixed together with Manchester United youth players as well. United have to just rebuild. The referee today, actually, in the game that I played in, was a Manchester United fan. And he said, I'd rather watch the youth team for 5 years playing as United's first team. I'd rather watch us there and just see a United team rebuilt again. Except that we are where we are. Cut everyone off. All of the failing superstars and just let Manchester United be what they are. The expectation level will automatically drop and we're probably looking like a mid-table team with youth players. But Manchester United then would have a foundation to build on. You can't do that, obviously. We know that. Everyone would probably just like to watch the youth players. But at the end of the day, they're not going to be good enough. They need to be coming into a team mixed with senior players. Picking out the senior players in this team right now is a difficult job, and that's what Ten Hag has got to do. And I think the summer will show who he believes actually is capable of bringing a youth player through to play alongside him and actually help them, and Manchester United can move forward that way. That's his job right now, and that's why I feel like the pressure is so hard, because he just has to get results now and get through to that stage. By hook or by crook, just get through to the end of the season. There's going to be games when we're absolutely crap and someone may pull something out of the bag, a superstar may just do something and save us. And we're all talking about Moments FC again. Hopefully, we have enough moments to get us through this season and we're actually back in Europe next season. Fun fact, Burnley away is Adam's favourite ground. Fun fact, answer, no it's not. Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. I appreciate the super chat, Alien. Thank you very much, my friend. Trevor Wade, Eden Adam, how's their hammies doing after today's match? Fair play, thank you. Right, so hamstrings, not too bad. Really are okay. Got no issue there at all. Honestly, when I get out of this chair, I'll probably just crumble into a heap on the floor and just cry out in the fetal position for about 10 minutes. But no, shin splints, oh my God. I forget, you know what, I actually forgot how to run. I felt like I felt like I didn't know how to run in that game today. And I came off and Graham said to me, he said, Adam, you look like you're running with skis on. I said, you know what? Funny you should say that. It's like, it felt weird running on a football pitch today. It was a weird sensation. Trust me, I was like, why does this not feel right at all? It took me a long time to get into it, but I must have been doing all right because I was one of two players that actually stayed on for the full 90 minutes. But for that last minute equaliser, that last minute winner from them, to be honest though, when it went in I was like, you know what, at least I don't have to stand out in the freezing bleeding cold now taking penalties. And I think it was a little bit of relief for everyone actually that they actually did get a winner in 90 minutes. But yeah, credit to the blue team and everyone that was involved. It was a great day and we did raise a lot of money and it was all played in good spirits, great attitude from both sets of players. I really enjoyed it. It was great to be back playing alongside Haber, who was brilliant up front today. Shout out to him. We had a good chat afterwards as well, and he's going to be coming on and featuring on the channel as well. We was going to do something with Ginge after the game, but like I said, it was impossible with the way it all worked out. There was no chance with any signal. There was too many people there. There was well over 1,000 people there watching as well, so you have to just accept it sometimes and move on. But Ginge has said that he will be happy to do some content on the channel as well going forward, so hopefully we can work on that and we can get a few more. But like I said, tomorrow guys at Spurs, we have just spoken to 11 Central, where we was filming from on Salford Quays. They've come back to us now and have agreed to actually let us use their facility for some more live content as well. So we're going to be hanging around there on match days as well. So maybe we can get some match day content from a few fans as well, a few people, subscribers from the channel. So tomorrow is the chance for you guys, like I said, to get on the channel. If you're at the game, General Foodie there has just donated a membership, which Mark LFC UK has taken. Congratulations, Mark. Welcome back to the members club, my friend. And yeah, General Foodie, I fully expect that man to come over and find me and have a little chat. If it's on camera, great. If it's off camera, no problem. Just good to see some of the subscribers around. But yeah, that is what's going to be happening. We're going to get a bit more content out for you guys tomorrow. And yeah, we're looking to just mix things up a little bit. And it is about you guys getting your say. So be good to see someone who is generally in the chat all the time actually having a contribution on the channel, and then you guys putting comments in on them. And that's what it's all about. Just to see your friend that you are talking to right now in the live section actually on film talking on the channel, and then you can go in on him then and see how he does on the other side of the camera. That's what it's all about. He may bottle it, but no, just come over and have a chat if you're at the game and you are watching the show right now. If you fancy it, I would love it. I really would. I love it. I love it if we beat them. Yeah, but that is pretty much it for tonight's show, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging on in there. I know it's a bit later than normal, but mad weekend, like I said. Great that you were there watching in Wales this morning live, and then we're back in Manchester again. Another live show tonight, and then we're back to normal tomorrow. It is match day. And full steam ahead. Manchester United against Spurs. Massive game for Ten Hag. We need the victory. We need the results more than anything right now. By hook or by crook, like I said, United get that win against Spurs tomorrow. Please, it is much needed. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. Hope you're all doing well. Whatever you're up to, let me know. I'll speak to you all tomorrow, guys. That is me signing out. Welcome all the new members. Thanks for the super chats and all the comments in the live section, guys. I will see you all in the morning. Fantastic stuff. Thanks, everyone. See you later.